Oop decided going for date night was more important than looking after niece. I am not op. Original post by you, ThrowawayIda 5212 in R, Am I the Asshole? And NBSP. AITA for telling my brother I can't babysit my niece. Because me and my boyfriend planned a date night? The 18th of October 2022. Throwaway. The place I, 28F, worked at downsized and I lost my job earlier this year. I found another but it pays significantly less. Me and my boyfriend, Rob, 38M, recently moved out as the rent was too high. And we've been looking for a more affordable place. My brother, Jack, 36 meters, let us stay at his place while we sort everything out and we're grateful to him. Jack's profession means his work hours are all over the place. My niece, Lacey, 3F, usually stays with a sitter or with her maternal grandparents while Jack's at work. Since I've been staying here, I've also looked after her a couple of times when I don't have other plans. A couple of days ago, Jack got called in unexpectedly and he asked if we could look after Lacey. The issue was that me and Rob were planning to go out for dinner and a movie later. I said sorry, but we couldn't. Jack got extremely pushy and said to take Lacey with us and he'll pay. But obviously me and Rob weren't on board with this as it's supposed to be a date night. On top of the movie not being suitable for kids. He also told us to reschedule. But we did end up going. Side note. It wasn't an emergency. Jack was able to call in and say he couldn't make it. But he's been really pissed at me and apparently his seniors aren't too happy with him. Again. We did apologize. And Rob later said Jack should have planned better. He's still pretty mad at us. So AITA? Verdict. YTA. And NBSP. Update here the 19th of October 2022. It's pretty late but quite a bit has happened so I thought I'd update. To answer some common questions I noticed 1. Yes, Rob works. He's not unemployed. 2. People asking what type of job Jack has that has such odd hours. He's a surgeon. 3. We've been here for 3 weeks. Long story short, after Jack got home we all had a serious discussion. I'd already talked to Mom about the situation and she told us to move to hers. So me and Rob will be moving out of Jack's place tomorrow. Jack basically told us we need to leave. And I said that it's already been sorted. Again, we thanked him for letting us stay. He made some snarky comments about how we shouldn't be going out anywhere to save for rent. Not for this situation specifically. We're going on a family holiday in December, so I think he was jabbing at that. This doesn't make much sense to me as he and Lacey are going on an expensive European holiday for the New Year's. But okay, I had enough. I eventually just replied that I hope he never has to go through any type of struggle. He actually even got Lacey involved against us. Apparently she saw him crying last night and this little 3-year-old came up to us, saying that we made her daddy sad. Something along those lines. But yeah, that's about it. And we'll be moving out. Edit. He got called into work that day as a standby surgeon or something like that. He wasn't the lead surgeon. So he was able to say he couldn't make it and they called someone else. And also, as I mentioned, me and Rob both did apologize to him. And Rob also did for saying the thing about planning. Which I also agree he shouldn't have said. And NBSP. Reminder, I am not the original poster. How can someone be this self-centered? Oop and her boyfriend are living in her brother's house while they look for somewhere affordable. Yet they can't even cancel one date to babysit for him? Not to mention the fact that he's a surgeon and was called into work, yet she can't see why that would take priority over one date. We're going on a family holiday in December, so I think he was jabbing at that. This doesn't make much sense to me as he and Lacey are going on an expensive European holiday for the New Year's. But okay, But Jack is a surgeon. He can definitely afford an expensive holiday. Oop has to house serve different people's guest rooms. She definitely can't afford that holiday. She's basically living off of other people and using the money she saved on rent to go on a vacation. Some commentary highlights by Oop. Info. Do you pay rent to your brother? Do you buy your own food or contribute to groceries? We buy our own groceries. Cook and clean for ourselves. I wouldn't have had a problem if we didn't have plans. I've looked after Lacey other times. I know he's done a very kind thing for us, but at that moment on such short notice, I was feeling conflicted. I do agree Rob shouldn't have said the thing about planning, but we were both tired of Jack acting so pissed around us, and we apologized. Also, Jack's had serious issues in the past with our parents, and I'm one of the few immediate family members that still support and keep in touch with him. So he also has something to be grateful for. So you don't pay rent or contribute to the house outside of your own person needs. I clean up around the house when I can, when I'm not at work, etc. And have also made dinner for all of us. Also wanted to add that Jack is very well off. He earns well and owns his home. I'm not saying that this means his work doesn't matter or something. It definitely does. Just providing some more info. Let me guess. Because Jack is so well off, other family members have been leeching off him and he finally put his foot down? Careful. That could happen to you too. YTA, and the more you defend yourself, the more of an you appear to be. It's nothing like that. I'll explain it a bit. Jack had a-ons with Lacey's mom, and she passed from pregnancy complications. Our parents, especially Dad, told him to cut contact with Lacey's mom, but he didn't, and this caused a massive blow-up. They pretty much shunned him after that. Our parents reached out to him a couple of years ago to apologize, but he ignores them and wants nothing to do with them. We have 4 other siblings and 3 of them no longer interact with Jack either. We'd already bought the movie tickets. No, maybe I didn't word it well. After Lacey's mom contacted Jack saying she was pregnant from their aunts, parents told him to cut contact in case she was making it up, or the baby was someone else's. But he didn't. This caused the blow-up and parents pretty much stopped talking to him. Then a couple of years ago they reached out and apologized for before, but he wants nothing to do with them. These are comments the Oop made. It's nothing like that. I'll explain it a bit. Jack had a-ons with Lacey's mom, and she passed from pregnancy complications. Our parents, especially Dad, told him to cut contact with Lacey's mom, but he didn't, and this caused a massive blow-up. They pretty much shunned him after that. Our parents reached out to him a couple of years ago to apologize, but he ignores them and wants nothing to do with them. We have 4 other siblings and 3 of them no longer interact with Jack either. Also, Jack's had serious issues in the past with our parents, and I'm one of the few immediate family members that still support and keep in touch with him. So he also has something to be grateful for. I may be totally misreading this, but the serious issue he had with the parents is that he wouldn't cut contact with the mother of his daughter before she passed, as they could not have foreseen her dying. I'm assuming they wanted him to cut contact with his child as well. Good for Jack for cutting contact with them instead. If support from these people includes cutting contact with your child, then they don't sound that great to begin with. You do not keep contact with relatives so they will be grateful to you. You do it because you love them. The Oop sounds awful, and frankly, if those 3 siblings are like the parents and Oop, Jack as well, rid of them. Wow. Talk about burying the lead that the job he was called in for that he could totally say no to was being a freaking surgeon. He made some snarky comments about how we shouldn't be going out anywhere to save for rent. Not for this situation specifically. We're going on a family holiday in December, so I think he was jabbing at that. This doesn't make much sense to me, as he and Lacey are going on an expensive European holiday for the New Year's. But okay. Jack isn't crashing rent-free at a sibling's home. There's the difference. What a self-obsessed, oblivious little twit. Jack's better off without them. Yay. He and his little girl are going on a vacation because he can afford to have her and 2 freeloaders in his place. He can take a vacation with his daughter. Wow, how unbelievably dense. No remorse. Good riddance. Oop then goes further, cause her brother and Lacey are going on another holiday after New Year. Because he can afford it and isn't living rent-free in someone's house to save up. Yet living like he's got no problems. She keeps skirting questions about rent and doesn't seem to mention it at all in her post. Wow, talk about entitlement. Oop and her boyfriend had a very sweet gig where they could save significant money against some babysitting here and there. As per OOP's original post, they didn't pay rent to Jack. To boot, OOP's family was estranged from Jack because Lacey was the result of AONs. And they refused to postpone their date night because as a surgeon Jack should have planned better. A patient's need for surgery? I sincerely hope this is a troll post. Because the entitlement is staggering. The thing that makes me think this isn't true is that a surgeon who lost his wife 3 years ago would surely have secured some backup childcare by now. Surely this wouldn't have been the first time he's been in call for surgery and needed someone to watch the kid. Must be hard to babysit the kid and delay your plans for one day when they're not paying rent. Ha 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 ha. Rob, the guy who is almost 40, is sleeping at his not even 30-year-old girlfriend's brother's, who is 2 years younger than Rob and also a single father, house, whilst criticizing him for his decisions. Ha. So Jack does a massive favor for them and they won't be slightly inconvenienced to help him out. Gotcha. Asshole. Yes. Because it's so easy to reschedule surgery. Just hold on. Dying, potentially life-threatened person. My donkey sister and her useless boyfriend who have been leeching off me need a date night tonight. So I can't come in. Imagine how much money he lost not going to work so they could go to dinner and a movie. When they can't afford rent. Oops, sounds conceited. Not someone you want in your home a long time. Wow. After seeing Oop comment about how Jack's family treated him and Oop thinking Jack should be grateful to her not cutting ties with him. What a self-centered moron. Just like the rest of her family Jack cut ties with. Woo. Oop was an asshole to begin with, but then it turns out brother is a surgeon who was blacklisted by the entire family for being a decent dad? There's gotta be a narc parent in this story somewhere.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.